In today's video, I'm going to go through a tip effectively that I get asked regularly about from my clients on how to beat this main objection a lot of people see. And that's basically, how do you get a prospect to value your service as an online trainer, online coach, and be able to charge high ticket prices when a lot of people struggle even to discount their prices and close prospects. Now, generally when someone comes to me and they're struggling to grow their health or fitness business, most people are undercharging. And it's almost like, I would almost say like 90% of the people I speak to, they're undercharging. And when you bring it up, they even know that they're undercharging. They know people charging higher than them. They know they should be charging higher than that. They know that they're worth more than that. They know that they've invested massive amounts in their education and their process of skilling up. And so their knowledge and their expertise is worth more than what they're charging. And they always have a bit of a chuckle about it. And the crux to why this is that effectively they discount their services massively because they don't have a way to confidently communicate the value to their service to their prospects. And so in effect, they get price pushback. And so then they just drop the price and then drop the price and drop the price and drop the price. And some who I speak to drop the price so much that it's almost like not worth getting a client for the amount of work that it would require to service that client in the right way. And they get the client on board and they almost get resentful of it because it sucks knowing your value but not being able to get it. And ultimately, in those cases, it comes down to two key things. One, getting the wrong type of prospect coming through. So put it this way, if you get 10 prospects coming through, and most people and most businesses who are struggling to grow might get 1 or 2 prospects a month, right? It's really slim pickings. And so they'll speak to 2 people, and if those two prospects are very low quality prospects, low financial capacity, low motivation, don't really want to train, get fitter, whatever it might be, and it's like they're just not there for the right reasons, no matter what price you pitch to them, you're going to get some price pushback. And then the trainer uses that feedback to go, normally I charge, I don't know, $100 for a session in person. Normally I charge X for an online training program. I pitched that first person at 80% that, and they balked on that. And then the second person came in, I pitched them at 50% what I should be charging, and I didn't even close that. And so they just keep dropping it. And it's because of, as I said, lack of volume of lead and client opportunity volume is what it's called, right? If you're getting 1 or 2 people a month, you can go 2 to 3. If you're getting 2 people a month, for example, that you speak to prospects, real prospects, you can go 3 months. That's only 6 people, right? And to use the data that you get from that and reduce your prices and try and get it to stick, to try and close someone who may not have been closable in the first place because they just weren't there for the right reasons, it's going to give you what's called a bad feedback loop, bad data. And so then you're just going to keep dropping your prices until you get a good prospect come in and they buy. And they would have bought it at a high price, but they buy it and you pitch it at a very low price, and then it gets concrete in your mind of, I can't charge any more than that. I know everybody else is. I know that trainer over there is. I know my friend of a friend I heard's charging way more, but this is where I'm at. And you start to kind of believe in that. Now, opportunity volume is one piece, and lead quality is another piece. So the prospect or the lead that comes through, if they're bad quality, then no matter what you pitch your service at, they're not going to value it. Right? So I was giving an example to someone earlier today, one of my clients, and I have friends that love watches, expensive watches, so on and so forth. I bought one expensive watch about 10 years ago, and it's literally sitting up there, and the strap on it, it's a leather strap, has gone moldy. I spent $8,000 on it, and I literally wore it probably like 10 times, and the reason why I bought it, I look back, I'm like, it was an absolute waste of money. And if someone was to come to me and offer me a $50,000 watch and sell it and say, hey, you can buy it for $20,000, I still wouldn't buy it. Even if it was a phenomenal watch, worth the money, super cheap, I'd still say no, because I'm not interested in watches and I'm not that motivated by them. But if you had the right type of person, you'd be able to sell a $50,000 watch for $50,000, right? So it's getting the right type of prospect and realizing that it's not the objection you're getting, it's just the quality of the prospect. Now, the third piece of it is your ability to communicate your value, right? And if you get the right prospect and you get some volume in, if you get a right price prospect and you have a great conversation with them, most people will sell them features, right? I do this, I do that, you get this from me, we do that, we've got this app, I've got this many videos, I shot them, all in this great location, so on and so forth, right? And I'll check in with you on Mondays at 8 a.m. and so on and so forth. And you just talk about yourself, you talk about the service. Whereas in selling, you need the prospect to talk about themselves, right? And what they want, what they like, what they dislike. And then if your service aligns with what they like and goes against what they dislike and works in an opposite way to what they've tried in the past and hasn't succeeded for them, and you hear that, and then you communicate back to them saying, okay, so what you're telling me is you feel you haven't succeeded in the past because of A, B, C, and to be successful this time, you need X, Y, Z, and that's specifically what you're looking for, right? And okay, how important is this goal to you? How soon are you looking to get started, right? So you're getting a gauge on what they believe and see of most value, what they believe and see of least value, what they've tried before and failed, and what their goal is and how big and important this goal is to fix and how soon. I always like to ask goal, how important, and timing, right? And then from there, you can go, okay, cool. Well, look, good news is I can 100% help. I know in the past you've done ABC and that's failed for you. Well, the good news is what I do is I do X, Y, Z, exactly what you said, what you're looking for. And ultimately to get you to your result and get you within the time frame that you talked about and you need, the investment is X, right? And so now you're talking about the result and you're talking about that you do it in a way that the prospect specifically wants and sees of highest value. And you only talk about the pieces that they see of high value. Now, a lot of low-level sort of sales skill trainers will be like, I do X, Y, Z, and I also do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, thinking that by stacking it with more things, the value will go up. It'll just literally go in one ear and out the other for your prospect and almost devalue. So if they tell you they want X, Y, Z, and you do X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3, just talk about X, Y, Z, right? What I do, how it works, I do X, Y, Z, exactly what you're looking for, right? And to get you to that goal within that time frame that you need, for all the reasons you talked about, the investment is X. How does that sound? And then pause. And from there, the value is attached to the result rather than to the features. And it is also in a light and shade to what they've tried before and failed with. So it's gotten rid of all the things they see of low value. It's got all the things they see of high value, and it's tied to the result. And that's the way you're able to charge what you're worth day in and day out. So if you suffer from some of these mistakes, work on this skill set moving forward. The three pieces is lead volume, consistency, lead quality, and your ability to have a conversation around your services, letting the prospect tell you what they want and then feeding that back to them in a high value way. And you'll see time and time again, your closing rate will go through the roof and you will be able to double, triple, in some cases quadruple your pricing and have your prospect over the moon, excited to move forward and effectively saying, great, how do we move forward? How do we pay?